Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the neuroscience of resilience, basically how to build an unstoppable brain. We're going to look at why we get stuck, what's actually happening in our heads when we do, and most importantly, how we can use our own biology to break free for good.
Okay, so let's jump right in with something I think we've all experienced, right? That super frustrating gap between what you know you should be doing and what you actually end up doing. It's so easy to beat yourself up over it, to think it's a personal failure, but, the truth is way more complicated than that.
I mean, just look at this number. Up to 97% of people who go on a diet, they end up regaining all the weight they lost. Just let that sink in for a second. The intention, the knowledge, it's all there. But for some reason, the results just don't stick around.
And that feeling, I know what I should do, I just don't do it feeling, well, that has a name. Researchers call it the no-do gap. And here's the kicker. It's not about willpower. It's not you being lazy. It's actually a deep-seated puzzle in our brains that science is only just now starting to figure out. And hey, this isn't just about dieting. Nope. The failure rates for changing our behavior long-term are just shockingly high, no matter what you're looking at. Think about this. Only about 4% of people manage to stick with new health habits after a heart attack, and a staggering 85% relapse within just 1 year of addiction treatment. So yeah, there's definitely something powerful going on under the hood.
So what is it? What's going on here? Well, the answer is hiding in this tiny but unbelievably powerful part of our brain that basically acts like a brake pedal for our motivation.
All right, say hello to the habenula. Yeah, I know, it's a weird name. But neuroscientists are finding out that this little region is a master controller of our behavior. The best way to think of it, it's your brain's failure switch. The second you feel even a tiny hint of frustration, you skip a workout or eat that cookie, bam! The habenula fires up and just slams on the brakes. It kills your motivation and makes it feel almost impossible to keep going.
And this failure switch, well, it doesn't work alone. It gets a massive boost from something called our brain's negativity bias. You've probably heard the saying, our brains are like Velcro for bad experiences and Teflon for good ones. It's so true. So when we mess up, that negative feeling really sticks. And that's the perfect fuel for the habula to just shut the whole operation down.
And check this out. When you feel that I failed feeling, it's not just in your head. It actually kicks off a whole physical chain reaction. It's called the HPA axis. Basically, your brain tells your body, hey, release the stress hormones, and out comes cortisol. It floods your system, puts you on high alert, and all that stress just makes you want to quit even more. It's a vicious cycle. Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom. Far from it. Because here's the really good news. Our brain isn't just the problem. It's also the solution. It has this incredible, built-in superpower that we can actually learn to use.
And what is that superpower? It's neuroplasticity. This is a game changer. It means your brain isn't set in stone. It's not fixed. It's constantly changing, adapting, and reorganizing itself based on what you do, what you experience, and even what you think. You can literally rewire your own brain for resilience.
And it gets even cooler. This whole rewiring thing goes deeper than you might think, all the way down to our genes. There's this thing called epigenetics, which means your actions and your environment can literally change how your genes work. So the positive steps you take today, they can create real, lasting biological changes that build resilience from the inside out. How amazing is that?
Okay, so the big question is, how do we do it? How can we actually use this neuroplasticity to train our brains? How do we stop that habulena brake pedal from getting slammed all the time?
Well, what does the science say? Turns out there's a whole toolkit of things that are proven to help rewire our brains. And it's a mix of stuff. Everything from simple daily habits like mindfulness and exercise, all the way to some really powerful therapeutic techniques. All right, first up, mindfulness. I love this analogy. It's like a flashlight for your brain. You get to choose where you shine the light. By practicing it, you can train yourself to really focus on and enjoy the small, good things, the taste of your coffee, the sun on your face. And that simple little act starts to build and strengthen new positive pathways in your brain. It's the perfect way to fight back against that whole Velcro for the bad, Teflon for the good thing.
Next, physical exercise. This is a huge one. When you get moving, your brain releases this protein called BDNF. The best way to think about it is like Miracle-Gro for your brain cells. Seriously, it helps new neurons grow, it protects your brain from stress, and it directly builds up your ability to handle whatever life throws at you.
And then there's some really cutting-edge stuff, like neurofeedback. This is wild.
It basically lets you see your brain's activity in real time on a screen. By watching it, you can actually learn how to shift your brainwaves into healthier, calmer patterns. You're training your brain to get out of that constant fight-or-flight mode, which builds up your resilience to stress in a major way. Okay, so all these tools are amazing, but here's the thing. They're all powered by one single foundational shift in your thinking. This is the secret sauce. It's about completely changing how you look at progress and at failure. And here it is. The key is to switch from a performative mindset to an iterative one. That performative mindset, that's the perfectionist. It's all or nothing. I have to do this perfectly or I'm a failure. And the second you slip up, guess what happens? The Habanula failure switch goes off. But the iterative mindset, that's totally different. It's like being a scientist. It's all about experimenting, tweaking things, and just learning as you go. And that's the beauty of it. When you think iteratively, failure isn't a disaster anymore. It's just data. That missed workout, it's not the end of the world. It's just information you can use to figure out a better plan for tomorrow. You know, this is how nature works, right? Constant little adjustments. And that is the key to keeping that mental brake pedal from ever getting stomped on.
So how do you actually do this? What does it look like day to day? Well, first, forget about finding the perfect plan. It's all about the process. Start with ridiculously small, simple goals. When you mess up, and you will, you have to actively shut down that inner critic. Just say, okay, that happened, tomorrow's a new day. And finally, you have to practice this. Treat iteration like a skill you're learning, like riding a bike. That's how you build an unstoppable mind.
So, at the end of the day, all this neuroscience, it's not just cool information. It's basically a user's manual for your brain. It gives us the power to consciously build a mind that doesn't get derailed by setbacks, but actually gets stronger because of them. Because your brain is always changing, every single moment. Every thought, every action is training it to do something. And that leaves us with one really important question.